My Lords, there's been great public frustration and concern about the seeming inability of the British state to control its own borders. So I do sympathise with what the bill aims to do. But I have concerns that in an attempt to talk tough, important freedoms and principles, core British values in fact, may be compromised. And I've been interested in the speeches we've heard so far. However, I do worry when opponents of the bill, particularly outside of this House, whose arguments on some issues I do sympathise with, suggesting that wanting effective border control equates with hostility to refugees and migration. This easily becomes an insulting caricature of British voters' motives and itself undermines other important principles, i.e. those of sovereignty and democracy. Meanwhile, supporters and opponents of the bill quibble over whether it's compatible with international law. Instead, I'd say we should concentrate on getting UK law sorted out, and this might mean reconsidering our relationship with the 1951 UN Refugee Convention, the EHCR or other transnational instruments if they deny UK border sovereignty. Surely what we need are arrangements that are fit for purpose to protect and welcome genuine refugees and to offer new legal migrants every opportunity to settle in the UK and embrace becoming UK citizens in their new home. Because at the heart of this whole issue, it seems to me, is a demarcating out of citizenship. It's via borders that the word citizens gains real political bite by affording particular political rights organised within the bounds of a nation-state. There has to be a distinction between citizens and non-citizens for citizenship to be meaningful, and I think that's what the public get frustrated about if they feel that that citizenship is being undermined. Citizens have specific rights, but also responsibilities and duties, and the electoral franchise that allows democracy to function. So the government clarifying with public mandate who is and who is not a citizen, and that requires that we know who lives in the UK, on what basis they're entering the UK, who's overstaying, it seems to me are crucial for democracy. But if this bill is partly at least an attempt to bolster what it means to be a British citizen and confirm the boundaries of citizenship, then the controversial Clause 9 that enhances the Home Secretary's power to strip British nationals of their citizenship seems counterproductive. I don't want to add to the climate of moral panic about Clause 9, when the New Statesman reported in December that Clause 9 threatens the citizenship of nearly 6 million British people, half of all British Asians and 39% of Black Britons. Those bald figures went viral, and many are and were understandably frightened that Priti Patel was about to turf thousands of people out of the UK. And you only have to see my emails inbox to see that that's a very real fear. However, the government must understand that handing even more powers over to the Home Secretary to remove someone's citizenship in secret without notification, effectively making appeals impossible and statelessness a real possibility, is a real concern to British citizens, and Clause 9 is a problem. I'm not satisfied that this will only be used in extremis. In dealing with, for example, the likes of Shamima Begum or jihadi Jack Letts or others who have joined the barbaric murderous ISIS fighters. Because at the moment, too many are dubbed extremists, and I want to know who defines that. And also to note that whenever a power is argued for as only to be used in extreme cases, it inevitably expands and is used more widely. The power to remove citizenship was brought to the fore in 2005 by Tony Blair's Labour government, and was then used increasingly and with broader provisions, especially by Theresa May when Home Secretary. The same Theresa May, whose respect for British citizens was rather exposed by the Windrush scandal, that disgracefully still rumbles on, a situation in which British citizens, in all but the paperwork, were stripped of their rights, deported and so on. And mea culpas and sections of this bill don't reassure me, especially if they carry on sitting with Clause 9. But what really worries me is that the Home Office's response to all this on Clause 9 is that they're constantly quoted as saying British citizenship is a privilege, not a right. Excuse me? Actually, British citizenship is a right for all British citizens. And it worries me that the Home Office considers it their gift to hand down or snatch away and suggest a two-tier citizenship atmosphere. Francis Webber, Vice Chair of the Institute of Race Relations, spells out the consequences when he says it sends the message that certain citizens, despite being born and brought up in the UK and having no other home, remain migrants in this country. Their citizenship and therefore all their rights are precarious and contingent. If this government wants to encourage new migrants to integrate into British society and make them feel welcome, then drop Clause 9.